The Interagency Arctic Research Policy Committee, or IARPC, was created in 1984 as part of the Arctic Research and Policy Act. IARPC serves as a place where all of the federal agencies that support scientific research in the Arctic can coordinate, share ideas and good practices, and co-support projects. IARPC adopted the principles for the conduct of research in the Arctic to provide clarity to researchers working in the Arctic on expectations for their behavior and conduct of research while in the Arctic. Since 1990, when the original principles were released, the Arctic has undergone changes, and so has the way in which researchers work with communities. The revised principles document captures the most important elements of working in the Arctic: accountability, respect, communication, building relationships, and stewardship of the environment.
In Kotzebue, we spent the first year of our project working with our advisory council to design our hypotheses before starting any other research activities. And this project is still ongoing, and we remain closely engaged with the community as we collect and interpret our data.
The other thing about that is to acknowledge that Indigenous peoples have always been researchers, and not necessarily in the ways that Western academia and Western ways have defined research. We've always been really good observers. We've always been experimenting and understanding with our land and our environment. So we're researchers in our own right too.
There are a diversity of opinions and thoughts about the value of the research we do. We're always looking for ways to better engage with folks in the communities. Our research is highly relevant to the communities, as their knowledge is highly relevant to our research.
Even as an insider, as an Indigenous and local person, sometimes there's skepticism as to why I work in that field and what my intentions are. But always being an authentic, real person first, being a Notback first, being a mother first, and sharing very openly what the intentions are and why I'm collaborating is really beneficial. And I believe in research serving our people in our communities.
Most of our research centers on how wildlife is responding to the changing environmental conditions, and folks that live in these communities, the communities that we base out of, are experiencing many of those changes. Additionally, some of the species that we study are culturally and nutritionally important to these communities, so there's a mutual desire to ensure the long-term persistence of those species.
The revised Principles for Conducting Research in the Arctic is now available for public comment. Comments on the revised principles will help ensure the final version includes diverse perspectives and covers the broad range of research conducted in the Arctic. The principles should serve as a guide for working in the Arctic and are a reminder of what is most fundamentally important when planning and conducting research in the Arctic. Thank you for participating in the process to revise the IARPC Principles for Conducting Research in the Arctic. Your comments will make this document better.